Hi, my name is Sunshine, and I'm in the process of getting my first ethically bred puppy. This is part 2 of this video series, so if you are curious to watch the first steps on how I got into ethical breeding, go ahead and watch my first video. What I want to talk about today is how the actual interactions with breeders went for me and what maybe somebody else should expect when reaching out to a breeder and what those conversations can look like. The first thing I did was to make sure that I was following this breeder on any form of social media that they had, or look at their website just to learn a little bit about them, so I wasn't reaching out blindly, and I would know a little bit about their program, a little bit about their dogs, and to already sort of sort through that I knew that we were doing the things that I was looking for when looking for an ethical breeder, including doing all of the breed health tests. So for Silken Windhounds, that's thyroid, eyes, and heart, I believe. It was really awesome to see that most of the people who had a website actually had links to their OFA testing, so I didn't even have to ask for that. It just showed up on the website and I could double check. A couple of other things that you can check on websites pretty often is what kind of titles they have in showing and or sports. I'm pretty new to this world, so I did have to look up the little acronyms, I believe they're called, the letters in front of and behind a dog's registered name that show their accomplishments, whether it's a championship, a grand championship, if they've done any sort of coursing, if they've done barn hunt, if they've done agility. There's a lot of different sports that dogs can excel in, and if you have a specific thing that you would like to be doing with your dog, having the parent dogs be titled in something that you're interested in doing helps a lot. I will say one thing that a lot of people who are looking for a pet discount is that titles prove that this dog is sound enough to be able to perform, and also confirmation shows that their structure is proper, and good structure leads to good health in general and longevity. I'm saying this because I want to point out that just because you're getting a pet dog and you're not getting a show dog or a sports prospect doesn't mean that you need to be sacrificing on health. All of these things that go behind ethically bred dogs also are putting effort towards great companion animals who are healthy enough to perform well and have a sound enough temperament to be able to handle stressful environments and handle other people touching them, handle interactions with other dogs, etc. When reaching out to a breeder, I always like to start with who I am, tell them a little bit about my life. Hi, my name is Sunshine. I have a standard poodle. I also have a cat. I live in a home with a yard, and a little bit of my experience with animals in the background, and then also state why I'm interested in the breed that they are breeding, and ask them about their plans for future litters. It does help that if you were able to talk to somebody who pointed you in the direction of that breeder, to be like, hey, I talked to this person that you know and they recommended you. I think having some background knowledge or having friends in the community can be a really big boost in getting a breeder to respond to you. And I say this because breeders don't necessarily ignore messages, but they often have a lot of other things that they're doing. Most breeders have full-time jobs. Most breeders are very busy with their own dogs and aren't necessarily struggling to find homes for their puppies. So having you reach out and them read your message, giving them a good chunk of background can be rather helpful. Luckily, most of the breeders that I was able to reach out to responded fairly quickly to me and were very kind, and even if they didn't have upcoming litters or litters that were in the time range that I was looking for, they were able to suggest other breeders that may be close or maybe having litters closer to what I was looking for. And in a good breed community, they will always be able to connect you to somebody else who might be able to help you out, even if they can't personally help you. Anyways, I don't like to make too lengthy of videos just because they can seem to run on. So if you're interested, keep following for part 3.